Yes, everybody. Russ of the West Ham Network. Hope you're safe and well. Very chirpy because I'm going on holiday this week. That's why. I'm sorry. I'm very chirpy because I'm going on holiday and I can't wait. Also, congratulations to Stuart Cox, one of our subscribers. He won the Jared Bowen signed shirt. It's here, Stu. I'm going to be posting it next couple of days for you. Bowen's on fire. Don't forget also to check out Football Prizes. I'll put the link in the description where we've got a signed Mark Noble shirt, I think it is. Let me just check. Anton did put it up. Let's have a quick look. I'm pretty sure he put it up. I'm trying to make sure he did it before I sort of... Mark Noble shirt, yes. Mark Noble shirt plus 16 other West Ham signed items, including a Max Kilman top, Jeff Hurst top, Trevor Brooking top, Kudus, plus many, many, many more. I'll put a link in the description. So that's with Football Prizes, who we're working with. And that runs out on Wednesday, the 4th of June. So plenty of time, but get on board now. Anyway. And also, we'll be doing our own raffles with Paolo Di Canio shirts and Mark Noble shirts later on over the summer. So keep an eye on that as well. But let's talk transfer rumours. It's Russy Rumour Roundup. Anyone new to the channel, I've had quite a few new subscribers, so thank you. What I try and do is a couple of times a week, try and condense all the transfer rumours into sort of a section, and we go through them and we give you our views with the Russy Rumour rating, the original rumour rating. Don't you forget it, motherfuckers. Right, so let's start. And let's start with possibly the worst kept secret in terms of transfer rumours. Let's talk Daniel Cummings. Do you remember him? He was the one we were linked with over January, the one Mark Noble was tasked with signing on a pre-contract agreement, so much so that we wanted him and to stop potentially a tribunal hearing to determine his value. We tried to buy him for about $500,000 in January, but Celtic came back and wanted at least $750,000 for him, and we told him to do one. He's not 26. He's 19. But so much so that Daniel Cummings, the Celtic manager, Brendan Rodgers, was absolutely fuming with his manager and his agent and was telling him he should stay at Celtic. Looks like he's coming to West Ham. The reason why it looks like he's coming to West Ham is he was on the pitch yesterday for the players' lap of appreciation, and obviously probably about 50,000 of you had left before the players turned up. But Daniel Cummings was pitch side, and the guy to the left I work with at West Ham. He's one of the analysts, and he's a lovely guy as well. So he was there with his parents, apparently watching the game as well. So, yeah. So the Russy Rumour rating, the original Rumour rating, 100%. Although I haven't put the wrong one on. Oh, it's all. I'm D-Mob happy now because I'm going on holiday. But 100%, this will be signed imminently. It was believed that he had signed, and the club had chosen not to make the announcement until after the season. I think that's still the case. But as I said, to be pictured pitch side in the last game of the season does presume that it's a bit of a goer. It's a bit of a goer. Now, according to The Athletic, West Ham are looking at signing a goalkeeper this summer, obviously with Fabianski leaving. And maybe a question mark over Areola. Dodgy keeper, as the Nottingham Forest lot was singing yesterday. Give that back pass. So we literally just pass it straight to Morgan Gibbs. Right, there you go, mate. There you go, MGM. Off you go, son. Goalkeepers in a peer position, I think we'll be looking at least one, if not two. And there's a couple of names. Aaron Ramsdale is one that doesn't go away, so to speak. Now, he is in the 5th percentile for clean sheets at Southampton this season. 42nd for crosses stops and 68th for penalty kicks. With Southampton's relegation to the Championship, it's widely believed that he will be leaving, and West Ham is one potential destination for him. Now, he may be Premier proven. He unfortunately he has been playing for a side or for sides that tend to be in the lower leagues, so to speak, in terms of the Premier League, the lower echelons. Obviously, it was a time at Arsenal, which sort of half failed, really. I don't know. I'm going to give it a Russy Rumour rating of 60%. The reason why I'm going to give it 60% is because I think it's a choice of two. I think it's either going to be Aaron Ramsdale or it's going to be Noah Atabulu from Freiburg, who actually we played against him. We played Freiburg in the in our European competitions. He's 22. That's why I think he's probably more likely. He's 22. He's in the 89th percentile for clean sheets across Europe, the 85th for crosses stopped, and the 98th for penalty kicks. In fact, so much so that he has a 100% record for penalty saves this season in the Bundesliga. I don't know how many penalties he saved, but it's 100%. He's got far better. He's obviously been playing maybe with a slightly better defence in front of him. So 284 appearances, 71 clean sheets. And at 22, he's a bit of a big lad as well. So I think, he reminds me a little bit of, or maybe sort of Lonrio Wusu reminds me more of Noah in terms of their sort of more sort of muscular, bit of a beast, really. And I think he's going to be more likely to be seen. And I think probably actually he's probably more likely to see 60%. Maybe Ramsdale going to be less. I think money wise they're going to be quite similar. I think in terms of value, there's not really any numbers quoted as such for Noah. We know that Ramsdale is going to probably cost you about 20 million, 15 to 20 million quid. And I think Noah just has a little bit more about him, to be honest. In my humble opinion, humble opinion. Did I have his stats this season in the Bundesliga? 37 appearances, 10 clean sheets for the Bundesliga side. He's had a couple of injuries though. He had a shoulder injury, so typical West Ham. He was out for 4 games towards the end of April, and actually the whole of April he was out, to be honest. But yeah, I think he's had 6. He's missed 6 games for injury this season. Been on the bench a couple of times, but yeah, I think in the Bundesliga he's in his complete competition 60 appearances, 20 clean sheets. But with those other 40 games, he's averaged at least 2.5 goals a game he's conceded. So yeah. So when he keeps clean sheet, he keeps a clean sheet. But when he lets a goal in, he lets a goal in. So I'm just looking at some of the drubbings. They've had a couple of drubbings this season. Not too many, to be fair. A couple of 3s, 4s. Yeah. Anyway, let's move on. Let's talk about someone else. Let's talk more attacking. Also, Daniel Cummings looks like that's going to be coming in. Pun, so to speak. No pre-cum. I'm going on my holidays. I do apologise. Let's talk about Mario Stoinkens, the 20-year-old Belgian midfielder, currently playing his trade at Anderlecht, 132 career appearances, 16 goals. Somebody who's very much on our radar, and according to La Dernière Heure, is that the bottom hour? That's pronounced. Oh yeah, La Dernière Heure. West Ham, he speaks highly of West Ham's coverage interest in the Anderlecht midfielder and plans potentially for Anderlecht for the 20-year-old. He's climbed through the ranks from the Belgian club's academy. Obviously, lots of good players have come through Anderlecht. He's promoted to the senior squad in January 2021 at the age of 16. Fucking hell. He featured regularly since the 22-23 season, so since the age of 17, really, and scored 4 goals and 6 assists in 37 games this season. He missed 20 games due to multiple injuries between December and the start of May. So, again, typical West Ham player. hasn't stopped the Belgium under-21 international from being highly sought after in the market. And the report claims he's attracting interest from England, France, and Germany. West Ham and Marseille are both name-checked in the article, with both clubs making contact, apparently, but no mention if it's with Anderlecht, his camp, or both. They state the two clubs are at initial contract stages and haven't made any concrete bids so far. His contract with the Pro League side is up in, I think it's the summer of 2026. So he's entering the final year of his contract. Obviously, Anderlecht want to extend it and maintain their sort of their value on the player. However, again, sort of this MO that West Ham used to sort of with under Steinen, looking at players who are entering the last year of their contracts. Without a renewal, Anderlecht, so I think the discussion this summer is going to be trying to renew his contract, obviously. So he obviously enters the final years. Final year of his contract. So if they don't renew, if there's an impasse in negotiations, then clearly Anderlecht will look to cash in on him, and then West Ham would have a bit of a bargain to avoid them, Anderlecht losing him for free next season or next summer after next. So. For me, I think there's a real opportunity here. There's no doubt there's going to be several other clubs after him. So the Russy Rumour rating, the original rating, I'm going to put it another 60% because I think this one's more I can see this one happening because of all the mitigating circumstances. But what does that do? And the first time I've shown you this season and this transfer window, we haven't even started the transfer window yet, but this sort of last couple of weeks going into it. Do you want to see how many players we'll be linked with? And this is why I say we're not signing everyone we'll be linked with. Take everything with a grain of salt when it comes to West Ham and transfer rumours. Ready? So this is starting from last week. Okay? I kid you not. I think there's 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15, 16, 17, 18, 66. Clickety click. 66. 66 players we've been linked with already. And we haven't even opened the window for another 2 weeks. God help us. God help us. And that's it, my friends. Thank you very much for your time, as per usual. We'll have Hammer's headlines later on, talking about us trying to break into the Brazilian market. How we're going for a Brazilian. Literally going for a Brazilian. Anyway, take care, stay safe, stay warm, stay humble, keep the faith, and come on, you bloody irons. Much love. Bye-bye.